Hi, I'm Bonnie Barker with BonnieBayCrochet.com, and today I'm going to show you how you can make some Christmas tree garland. This is a free pattern available on redheart.com, and if you put in the little search bar at the top, Christmas tree garland, this picture should come up. So if you want to get that written pattern, you can go right over there to Redheart and redheart.com and pick up that free pattern. Okay, so today I'm going to be using a size J or 10 crochet hook. I'm going to be using some worsted weight yarn. I'm going to be using Redheart Super Saver in colors, I believe it's called Lettuce, which is the light green color I'm using, and I think the other is called Berry on this red. If you don't have that available, feel free to use any yarn that you may have. Of course, if you use the thinner yarn, you're going to get a smaller piece of garland. If you use thicker, you'll get a little bit fatter piece. And just make sure that you use the appropriate size hook to match the yarn that you choose. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start with my slip knot. And the first thing I'm going to do is chain 122 chains. Okay, so go ahead and chain 122 chains. Okay, I finished my 122 chains. Now I should say that after we finish this, we will have a piece of garland that will measure approximately 38 inches. So if you want to double or even triple that amount, you have two options. You can just do the 38-inch piece that we're going to do now, or you can go ahead and triple or double the size of the starting chain and just do it all in one piece. It's really up to you. The 38-inch pieces are kind of nice in that you can, control the drape a little bit more, and they are easier to decorate the tree, but it's up to you what you want to do. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do for row 1, this is going to be the right side facing, we're going to work a single crochet in the second chain from hook. We're going to skip the next 2 chains, and in the next stitch or in the next chain we're going to work 3 double crochets, a picot, and 3 more double crochets. So we're going to skip these 2 and we're going to work 3 double crochets. It's 1, 2, 3. Okay, for the little picot we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to work a slip stitch in the top of the last double crochet we made. Just a slip stitch like so. And then we're going to work 3 more double crochets in that same chain. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Now we're going to skip 2, 1, 2, and we're going to single crochet in the next stitch. Now we're going to do this all the way across. We're going to skip 2, and in the next chain we're going to work our 3 double crochets. It's 1, 2, 3. Now for the picot, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to work a slip stitch in the top of the double crochet, just like so, and then 3 more double crochets in the same chain. Skip the next 2 and then single crochet. I'm going to do that one more time just to make sure we get this right. Okay, skip 2, and we're going to double crochet 3 times. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, slip stitch like so, and 3 more double crochets. Okay, I'm going to work that all the way across. Okay, at the end of row 1, this is what you should have. You should have 20 shells with the picot at the top right there. Okay, So if it's a little bit curly like mine is, don't worry about that just yet, because we have a couple more rows to do, and that's going to settle that out. Okay, so now we're going to turn this direction. We're still have the front side facing, and I'm going to single crochet along the other side of the foundation chain, and we're going to do 2 single crochets right like that. Now I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm going to pull this stitch out just halfway, so I'm just about ready to complete this single crochet. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to complete it using, I can find it here, the berry color. Okay, the red. This is going to be our little holly berry, and I pull that through, and now I'm going to be working. I'm actually getting a little confused here. Okay, here we go. A lot of strands. Okay, so I'm going to work this berry right in the same opening right here in the hole, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to work over. I'm going to work over the green strand. Okay, the green strand that was connected to the stitch here, I'm going to just crochet over that. That's 2. Well, let me try that again. It's the wrong stitch. So we're going to do 4 single crochets. I've already done 1. That's 2, 3, and 4. Now before I bring up the stitch to finish this 4th stitch out, I'm going to bring up the green just like that. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the first stitch of the cluster or the popcorn, and I'm going to pull this thread through, and that should tighten up that popcorn. Give it a chain, and I'm going to go ahead and give this red stitch a little bit of a tug. Now I'm going to work 4 chains, and as I do that, 4 single crochet over the chains, and as I do that, I'm going to crochet over the red strand. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and here's the 4th stitch. This is where I change colors, and I'm going to pick up the red to finish that 4th stitch. Now crocheting over this stitch as I complete the popcorn. I'm going to do that with 4 single crochets in the same place. 1, 2, 3. Coming up on the 4th one, I'm going to go ahead and change yarns. 4. Pull up that stitch, go back to the first one, and then I'm going to grab the loop and then pull it through and give it a chain. Now I'm going to be crocheting the 4 single crochets again over the red thread. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th stitch is where we do our yarn change again. Pull the red one through, and you can give that little green thread, where to go, a little bit of a tug, and we're going to work over the green thread as we work these berries. So 4 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, and here comes the 4th stitch in which we change colors again. Okay, pull that up a little bit. Stick your hook in the first stitch of the 4 popcorn cluster, and grab that strand, pull it through, give it a chain, and just continue this all the way across. And we work 4 more single crochets working over the red stitch, or I'm sorry, the red thread. 2, 3, and the 4th one, change again. Okay, this will be the last one I work for you in this video at least. Okay, so now we're going to work 4 more for the popcorn. 4 single crochets, 3, and the 4th one, pull up the loop, insert your hook and pull that through, give it a chain, and 4 more single crochets in that foundation chain. So go ahead and do this all the way across. Okay, I've worked this all the way across to the end. Now I'm going to do the last 2 chains. 1, 2 in the foundation chain. And so this is what you should have. Okay, let me show you the back to show you how it looks when you carry the thread along. It's really kind of nice because you don't have a bunch of strands to hide. Okay? So now that I finished those last 2 single crochets, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to chain 1 and I'm going to fasten off. I'm going to leave a nice long strand just like so that I can use that strand in my yarn needle to hide this later. Now we're going to go all the way to the beginning with the front side facing. We're going to keep that front side facing look. Okay, so now we're going to get ready to join. I'm going to join in the stitch right here on the end. I'm going to join with a slip stitch just like so, leaving a nice long strand so that it'll be easy to hide this later on. Okay, I'm going to single crochet in this place that I joined. Okay, I'm going to skip the next 2 single crochets and working in the top, which is that green, chain 1 space here. I'm going to go ahead and work my cluster of 3 double crochets and chain 3 for the picot slip stitch in the top of that last double crochet worked, and then 3 more double crochets worked in that chain 1 space. It's a little tight getting them through, but not impossible. Okay, I'm going to skip those 2 stitches. I'm going to work a single crochet in the next, skip the next stitch, and we're going to do another cluster at the top of the popcorn of the next stitch. So 3 double crochets, chain 3. This is just the same as what we have done on the other side for row 1. Slip stitch in the top of that double crochet, and then 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3, skip 2, single crochet, and you're going to continue this all the way across. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this tutorial on the Christmas tree garland. Let me show you one more thing before we go, and that is hiding some of these loose strands. I like to do this in a lot of my videos because, quite frankly, this was something that I only learned several years ago. I haven't always been doing it this way. I had a much more antiquated, difficult way of hiding my strands, and since I've learned this, it's so much easier. So what I do after I thread the yarn needle is go ahead and run it underneath the stitches. Make sure you're working with the back side facing as you do this. Okay. You don't want to hide them with the front on the front side because there's a good chance that the stitch will, or that the thread could show. So I just run it under all of those stitches, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be very secure. Very carefully take my scissors and then cut that loose strand, and so that will be gone forever. We'll be able to see that. Now I have another color here, the red for the berry. You want to be careful with this. You don't want to obviously hide it under the green stitches. You want to try to limit that to hiding them under the red stitches. So I'm going to just do that like so, and then give it a little trim, and that thread is gone. Okay, let me show you the front side after doing that. If you enjoyed this video, I just encourage you, if you would, just go ahead and hit that little red subscribe button if you haven't done that already, and that way you won't miss any of the new videos that I have coming to you. God bless. Bye-bye.